So you're thinking of buying a house in Easton Park? Well, in this video, we're going to check out the best resale and new construction deals currently for sale, with a little bonus included too. We're going to get after it right now. Hey, Daniel here, your local Easton Park real estate expert. If you're thinking of making a move to the Easton Park neighborhood, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on the local real estate market. You know, before I became a realtor, I was actually a band director for 10 years. But my approach to both jobs hasn't really changed. I've gone from teaching a 6th grader how to play a dotted eighth note with a rebound stroke to now helping adults make important financial decisions. But it's the same thing. I really enjoy helping people. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, you can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Be happy to help you make a smooth move to the Easton Park neighborhood. All right, let's start with this first resale home. So the first house we're checking out is in Union Park West. This is a 1,775 square foot home, 3-bed, 2.5 bath, listed at $395,000. Just so you can kind of get a sense of where we are in the neighborhood. This is on Grand Linden Way. And we are one house off of the end of this somewhat cul-de-sac, I guess you can call it. Over there is the car wash, McDonald's, no neighbor facing you on the front. And then you have a massive yard space. This is part of this house. So let's go check it out. Beautiful exterior, that black against that white stone. Now, this is really just the walkway for your guests. You're going to be parking in the garage and walking in through there. They did a great job with upkeep, adding some new mulch and then just trimming the hedges. This looks really clean, pressure washing this walkway. It's something I'm going to talk about through this video too, because this is an owner-occupied home. So if you're thinking of selling your home too, this is a really good insight into how to make your house look great for potential buyers, because these owners did a fantastic job. Okay, so walking in, we have this dark luxury vinyl plank flooring, really good staging. I like kind of this blue wall. I don't know if you call it an accent wall, but different colored wall. Looks like they've added some frosting to these windows, so it's letting in light, but keeping that privacy. And then a decent amount of space. Large kitchen island. Really smart with adding the 3 chairs here. A lot of people try to add as many chairs as possible and it just makes it seem cramped. This one, they did 3 chairs. It looks really, really nice and open. And then very depersonalized, right? That way we just have modern artwork, and you'll see that through upstairs too. Very clean, right? Open countertops. Checking the pantry. Like I said, it's owner occupied, so they're still living here, they're still using stuff, but they have kept it to one corner, showcasing how much pantry space we actually have in this room. For here we have a half bath. It's one of my favorite floor plans in the Meritage homes over here. We also have this extra storage space underneath the stairs. I'm really surprised at how little space they're taking up with storage. I like that they added this. Which makes it look a lot cozier. It looks like they painted this back part too. Now the garage is definitely busier, right? We got a car, we got stuff in here. That's to be expected. It's actually helping someone yesterday. They had their listing backwards. Their garage looked beautiful and all the bedrooms looked cluttered. And people don't worry about the garage being cluttered. People understand you're living here, you're moving, there's gonna be boxes, try to keep it tidy, but you want the rooms to feel super open so people can see how much space there is. Here we have just a closet. And then smart putting this mirror here, opening up the space even more. And then just a good layout too, really open, right? We don't have to like narrowly get through walkways. Everything's nice and open while it's showing there's a bunch of seating here for the TV. Same with the dining table too. We didn't add 6 chairs here, just the 4. So this looks really, really nice. Now, the reason I think this is one of the best deals in the neighborhood is because of this yard space. Check it out. This is nuts. This is, I believe it's the only property in Union Park West that has this much yard space. So we're basically on a double lot for this home. And so if you have a dog, which if you live in Easton Park, more likely than not you have a dog, this is fantastic for you. Because typically to find a house lot size with this much yard space, you're going to be spending extra money. And this is under $400,000 with this huge amount of space. That's also pretty private, right? I know these are low fences, but we have a neighbor over here, pretty far away, a neighbor over there, pretty far away, and then the most important part is the car wash is just over there. And for those of you unaware, the car wash lights do not turn off at night. They're just blinding people who live on that side of this neighborhood. So we have a house separating us away from the lights of that area and the commercial that's going to be installed there. So this is a really, really, really good lot as far as the size and the placement. And then we also have this large back patio that has truly pretty good privacy. Just the one house across the street facing that way with no patio facing you. So really, really good lot placement. And I find the lot placement is more important than the floor plan sometimes. All right, let's go check out upstairs. The homeowners just also did a great job of keeping the home clean. It smells clean in here. It looks super clean in here. And that's always a tricky thing when you're living in the home. Again, just some modern art on the walls, keeping it decluttered, right? Adding that we can, or showing that we can add a desk here, but keeping it open. Let's go this way first. So we have more storage. It's a big reason I like this floor plan. There's just so many opportunities to store things. Guest bedroom number 1. Pretty large walk-in closet for a guest bedroom. And then guest bedroom number 2, both with fans installed. Looks great. Probably a little too many things in there, but again, they got a kid, it looks like, so I understand you can't get rid of everything. Still, this is really well staged. And then the bathroom, just the one sink, but we got natural light coming in. Separated toilet. And then just super clean. I mean, this looks brand new. This is the shiniest faucet I've ever seen. Over here we have the washer dryer, utility room. Again, staged very well, right? We don't just have detergent out there. We got one little downy thing here. Everything else is just making it look nice. The green walls definitely help this space. It looks great against the dark wood. And linen closet, also looking great. Very impressed with the homeowners. They did a fantastic job prepping this. I don't think this will stay on the market long. Here's the master bedroom, painted blue. Got the tray ceiling, really large room. So we're looking at a queen size bed. And then just adding the white drapes, looks great against that blue and then white trim. And then just the simple modern artwork above, white linen, white pillows. This is adding the mirror to open up space a little bit. This is like the perfect example of how to stage a home for success. This house is going to sell, not just because of the lot placement, but they've staged it so well. And then you can see a lot of natural light with not the greatest view in the world, but privacy. That's what's important. You don't have people looking in. And then finally, here's the primary bath. Got the walk-in shower with the bench. Dual vanity, frosted glass, letting in natural light, plenty of countertop space. And then this large walk-in closet with the built-in shelving. So this is a fantastic property. Now, What's interesting, usually I do a resale and a new construction. The house right next door is also for sale. So I thought it'd be fun. It's a different floor plan too. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of compare and see what that one has going for it. So I'll see you over there. So here we are right next door. We just came from over there. This is a 2,000 square foot floor plan, still 3-bed, 2.5 bath. And this one's listed at $410,000. So 15,000 more, pretty close to the last house. They also just did a big price drop. So this has been on market for a couple weeks, and they just lowered it from $425,000 to $410,000. So let's go check it out. Again, good job with just maintaining the landscape here and then pressure washing the walkway. It looks great. Everything looks very clean. So this home is a very different vibe to it. They went with a lighter color luxury vinyl plank flooring here, and also kind of a different philosophy with staging. I think this is staged really well. It's just there's more things in here, so I think it's very stylish, but there's a lot more in here. I'm more of a fan. Listen, I'm not an interior designer, so I listen to what my stager tells me, right, for my listings. And she pushes more of the decluttering, get as many things out of the home as possible. They did an okay job with this, but there's definitely a lot of things in here I think could probably be taken out. But let's check it out. So downstairs, you're kind of just gonna compare to what we just saw next door. Pretty good amount of space. It's slightly larger. So this is overall 225 square feet more than the previous home. We can definitely tell it by the island. The island is much longer than the previous house. We have this little spot right here. Both Meritage homes. I would take things off the countertop, right? Like literally everything off the countertop whenever I stage a home. And then good job keeping this open. Everything again looks super clean. We have a closet space here. Here we have our half bath, some natural light coming in, really cool mirror, I like that frame. Again, staged really well, that's really cool. I always enjoy it when they have a little map there. I like my maps. And then natural light coming in through here. Again, 2-car garage, they're gonna be the same in all the Meritage homes. I really like the light fixtures they've added, so I couldn't figure out how to turn some of them on, so that might be a problem, but really cool light fixture here. I love these dimmed lights over the dining table. That looks fantastic. Couldn't figure out how to turn that guy on either, but it's a cool looking fan. Lots of windows. Now that could be a problem because as you can see, we have, it is a private driveway, right? Like we're in a condominium, so there's not gonna be through traffic, it's just people who are living here. But I'm always a little worried whenever I have a road facing directly into the house, just when people wanna go to McDonald's at 10 o'clock at night. Their beams are gonna be shooting right through this window, so that's a little bit of a concern. But less so because it's a private, not a lot of people are gonna be coming down that road anyway. I like that they added this, just a little bit of privacy, so you're not looking so much into your neighbor. Really good sized back patio space. And then just so you can see, so it is a smaller lot. So we're gonna be sacrificing some space here. This looks fantastic with the gravel and the trimmed trees. It looks really nice. Definitely well kept. This is a more typical lot for the size of yard that we're seeing here. And then as you can see, we have a gate, which is really cool. You can just walk out the back and then straight out. So as a dog owner, easy access to paved walkways. You don't have to walk through the front. Because that's something I have an issue with these condo neighborhoods. There's not a lot of sidewalks as far as, you know, where you drive. They have other sidewalks, but it's not every single road. So having access to a sidewalk there from the house is definitely important. Let's go check out upstairs. So the big difference with the 2,000 square foot floor plan in Union Park West is the landing. So that's where you're gonna get most of that extra square footage. And so that's what this property has, definitely over the old property, the last property I should say, is this space. So we have this pretty good sized upstairs landing, got some natural light coming in. They did a pretty good job staging this to where you can see you can clearly fit a console, TV, and coffee table, and there's plenty of walking room around here. While we're over here, let's go check out the primary bedroom. So, like I said, just a different philosophy of staging. This smells great, looks great. There's a lot of stuff in this room. It looks really cool. I have nothing against the look of it, and some of the stuff is really smart, like having the mirror in the corner, great for photos. It makes the room feel big, right? But yeah, it's just a lot. And so I'd also be a little wary of putting rugs down, because buyers, even if they don't say it out loud, subconsciously they might think, well, are they hiding something? Is there something wrong with the carpet? So typically I advise people who are listing a home, just don't put a rug down unless it's miles of tile and we need something to break up the tile, right? We try not to put something down where it might feel like you're hiding something. Not saying they're hiding anything here. This does seem really well kept. We have the natural light coming in, dual vanity, walk-in shower, does come with a bench too, and then walk-in closet space, plenty of space. And then let's go check out the other side. As I said, it's a 3-bedroom. Here's guest bedroom number 1. Really like that light. The light fixtures here are cool. I really enjoy it. Again, I would get rid of the rug. And then this is, I like a mirror, always love a big mirror. This is a aggressive frame that's coming out wide. And then pretty good, I mean, this is a massive closet space for a guest bedroom. Hopefully you like green. We're kind of having a green versus blue. Go to the second bedroom next. Last house was more blue, this was more green. This is kind of what I'm talking about with, like, it's clean. There's just too much stuff. What I would do is put this all in the garage, because this feels like a really narrow walkway. And now I'm thinking this is a small bedroom. Whereas if this was gone, I wouldn't have that thought. I think it's a nice sized bedroom. And it's all about perception, because this is the exact same size bedroom as the last house. So staging really does go a long way. And then we have our utility room here. Very neat. I love these little box cubbies. It goes a long way. And then finally we have our bathroom. Definitely a different layout than the last house, but it works well. Cool, so there you have it. Those are 2 resale homes. Now we're gonna go check out the new construction home of the month. See you over there. So the new construction home of the month is this 5-bed, 4-bath, 2,511 square foot home from Newmark, currently listed at $584,000. It was originally $620,000, so they've dropped it a little bit. But the price isn't really the reason I consider this home of the month. The lot placement and the design of this new floor plan from Newmark is what caught my eye. So let's go check it out. So where we are, we're in Balboa Park, which is right there is Prospect Park, so we're further south. And over here will be Slaughter Lane, eventually. So as far as future-proofing or being closer to what will come to Easton Park, there's a lot of, speculation. Who knows what will happen, but they are going to extend Slaughter Lane. They are going to add a second amenity center down here. There is going to be more commercial along Slaughter Lane. So as far as placement, this could be potentially a great spot in, say, 5-10 years, because you'll have easy access to all the stuff they're adding there. Now what they're gonna add, who knows, right? So don't hold me to that, but it's something to think about. If this is gonna be a long-term investment for you, you plan staying here for a while, then just kind of know what the future developments are, okay? Cool, let's get out of the wind so we can check out this house. Beautiful exterior here. And so this is a shared driveway. Pacesetter and Newmark homes have the shared driveway with a 2-car garage. But like I said, this is a new floor plan from Newmark because they have this guy. So they have this Casita. It's attached to the primary house, but it's its own thing. So you have this bedroom with its own AC unit and closet, and then full bath, floor to ceiling tile, and then tile flooring throughout the entire house with a small linen closet over here. So this is great if you're thinking of using it as an Airbnb, get a little bit extra money. They have their own walkway in and out. They can park on the street. You never have to see them, right? Or if you just have family members that you don't really want to see that much, you can put them in the Casita and they're far away from you. I really like that Newmark is offering these Casitas now. It used to just be Pacesetter, and before that, Taylor Morrison had some. But for the new builds, it's just Pacesetter and now Newmark. So I really like this is a fully covered, what they call a courtyard. A ton of space here. We have the gas outlet right there for the grill, electrical outlet. Love that they paint the ceilings. You got the LED lights. Now definitely a con, potentially, is the limited yard space. So you can kind of see what you have. Right there goes to the front. And then this is a big con. That is just blocking the path. And I think there's a yard back there, but it's really hard to get to. It rained last night, so I'm not gonna walk back there. So that's definitely a con if you're wanting a big yard space for a dog. You're not gonna get that here. Now you're gonna get yard space, but it's not that much. I will say something for this specific property that stood out to me is the lot placement. So we're on a corner lot, like you can see, and that's always been a big issue I've had with the Pacesetter and Newmark homes, is your back patio is a side patio, and it's typically 5 feet from your next door neighbor's side patio, and you're just kind of staring at each other at really close. So I've never liked that aspect. This works well because they're really far away. You can obviously put up some privacy here, depending on what the HOA allows, but you just have a little bit more privacy on this specific lot as opposed to if you buy somewhere else in the neighborhood. Typically you're gonna be really close and not have any view. At least we have some sky to look at out here. Massive back patio though. Now walking into the main house. As you can see, this is still somewhat under construction. It should be done this month, but it hasn't been cleaned. So we have this really large living room area, the kitchen. We'll walk over here first. The tile flooring, lots of natural light. As you can see over here, this is the shared driveway, shared with 4 other homes. And then you have your 2-car garage with driveway. But yeah, lots of natural light, pretty tall ceilings too. The exterior doors are 8-foot tall doors, so you can kind of get a sense of from there to the ceiling, quite a lot of space. Really large island, really like this black fixtures that they went with throughout the home. Built-in oven and microwave, it's a nice addition. Corner pantry, really cool blue cabinets. I wish they added the handles. It's not too difficult to do yourself, but it's something you shouldn't have to do yourself. 5-burner range with the hood, and then we have the lighting underneath. And pretty good amount of space. I would say not a ton of countertop space, as far as like you just have this, and that's it. There's no extra thing over there, so potentially could be a con if you really want a large kitchen. Here's the utility room, pretty basic. Pretty large though. And then the garage. So as you can see, we have 2 two tankless water heater. I hope it's not waterless. And then a pretty good size garage. I'm not a big fan of this though. So it looks like they're adding a little ramp here, which is going to make it difficult to park 2 cars because this ramp's gonna be in the way. So maybe you can park 2 cars, probably not. Really the only time I care about parking 2 cars is if there's hail, right? And you just want a little bit of protection. But I want that option. It doesn't look like you're gonna get that option with this layout, unfortunately. Here we're in the primary bedroom, large tray ceiling, really large bedroom in general. Looking out to your back patio, side patio. So kind of a con here slash a pro, or it's depending how you see it, privacy, right? You're not looking out into your neighbor's yard, but there's not a lot of light. There's not a lot of sky kind of coming into it. You're just looking at your house. So there's better views out there if that matters to you from the bedroom. And then we have this long primary bathroom, dual vanity, pretty large soaking tub with the walk-in shower. I like that they keep that lip there so you have a little bit of a bench for your foot. Floor to ceiling again with the tile here. That looks really nice with the indented spot. And then large window, I would definitely frost that. That's looking out right to the road. Here we have our closet space, pretty good amount of closet space. I do wish they added shelving. I mean, obviously there's a shelf there, but you know what I mean? Just like built-in shelves for your shoes is always a nice touch. Linen closet and commode. Pretty good amount of space though. So the other thing too with resale versus new build is incentives. And so builders, lenders are going to be able to get you a lower rate than a conventional lender will be able to. So something to keep in mind if you're trying to get the lowest payment possible or get a cheaper house, right? So the resale homes listed at around $400,000 are gonna be a lower price than this. But if you're looking in this range, new build is typically what I advise people to go with because of just the rates right now in the market. You're not really gonna be able to beat a builder's lender. Before we head upstairs, we have coat closet. And then we have this, it's counted as another bedroom because it has a closet. I would use this as a home office. Pretty tall ceilings. And then we have this attached full bath. It's great that you have it attached. And it has an extra door out here, so you can lock either door however you want to use that. All right, let's head upstairs. So everything downstairs has been tile. Now it's going to be all carpet walking upstairs. So we start with this large landing. Really good sized landing, just so you can kind of see. We have these windows letting in natural light there. That's beautiful. Take that in before it all becomes houses. And then a couple windows here. To the right, we have our first bedroom. Pretty good sized bedroom. Really good sized closet for a guest bedroom. No fan included. Typically builders don't do that. And then our upstairs bathroom. Really like the design choices with the tile on the flooring, floor to ceiling, the vaulted ceiling there. Looks great. And then I'll get around this ladder to our final bedroom, a little bit smaller. You can also kind of see what I'm talking about with the shared driveway there. But really good size. Again, closet space for a guest bedroom. So there you have it. That was the best deals in the neighborhood for resale and new construction. If you're thinking of making a move, you can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Be happy to help you with your next move into or out of Easton Park. Even if you're not thinking of making a move right now, reach out. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have about the neighborhood, pros and cons of living in Easton Park. I've been here since 2021, so happy to help in any way I can. And until next time, I hope to see you around the neighborhood.